So today I will be filming my July wrap-up video for you guys. I read a decent amount of books in July. Let's get started. The first books that I'm going to show you guys today are books that I read for Booktube-a-Thon. I did not do a Booktube-a-Thon wrap-up because I just didn't have time. So I read a total of five books. 4 books? I read a total of 4 books during Booktube-a-Thon, and these are the books that I read. The first book that I read was Garden of Shadows by V.C. Andrews. This is a prequel to the Flowers in the Attic series by V.C. Andrews, and it was just as creepy as the rest of them. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It made me want to go back and reread the Flowers in the Attic series, so hopefully sometime soon I'll get around to just marathoning the entirety of the series now that I have it in its completion. The next book that I read for Booktubeathon was Sandman Volume 2, which I don't have on me. I actually borrowed it from someone else, but it was mildly terrifying. Volume 1 was like, this is definitely horror. Volume 2 was really creepy. But it was really, really good, and I really enjoyed it, so hopefully I will be picking up the next volume soon and continuing on with that series because I really enjoyed Neil Gaiman's work in the Sandman series. The next book that I picked up for Booktubeathon was Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I had a Neil Gaiman theme going on for my reading, and this was my book-to-movie adaptation. The book was a lot different than the movie, like not bad different, just very, very different. I wasn't entirely sure if I liked the way that he laid out the plot. It was a little bit confusing at times, but it was still a brilliant book and I really enjoyed it, and the cover just, oh, this cover though. The last book I read during Booktubeathon was The Book of Life by Deborah Harkness. This book was my spur of the moment Booktubeathon read because this thing is like huge. This book is massive, but it was probably the book I was most excited about getting my hands on recently, so I just kind of said screw it to my Booktubeathon TBR and did this one for the remainder of the Booktubeathon week. The next couple books were books that I just kind of picked up during the month of June. The first one is a classic, which was Brave New World. I read this one for the Year-a-thon, which I found on Goodreads, and I will leave a link to it down below. I had tried to read this one in high school, couldn't get into it, really enjoyed it the second time around when I picked it up now. It is definitely a really interesting view of a dystopian world, and I was really glad I picked it up this month. The next book that I read during the month of July was 4, which is a collection of 4 novellas written by Veronica Roth, and I wasn't really intending to pick this one up. I wasn't really okay with how the Divergent trilogy ended, but I was kind of content just leaving it. But it went on sale, and I have a book buying problem, so I picked it up, and I read it because the novellas weren't terribly long, and they were pretty easy to power through. I was really happy that we got some more insight into 4 as a character, and yeah, it was relatively enjoyable, so that was good. The next book that I read in July was a library book that I picked up that had to go back, so I don't currently have it with me, but it was Ask the Passengers by A.S. King, and honestly, I don't think I've ever like connected with a character so much as I did with an A.S. King, with this character, and I want it on my shelf, so hopefully I will find it soon and pick it up because it was really brilliant. I recommend it to everyone. Literally everyone. So I would definitely be picking up more A.S. King in the near future. The last book that I read for my July reading list was a graphic novel, and that was Blue is the Warmest Color by Julie Moreau. This was originally in French, but it was translated to English and it is about a girl who seems to have all of her stuff together and she's doing well in high school, has a boyfriend, and then she realizes that she's not into men, she's into women, and it's her struggle through life, through accepting the fact that she has feelings for women, she likes women more than men, kind of the bullying that goes along with that at high school, her coming to accept that it's okay with who she is, and falling in love with another person, and it just... This book made me cry, and graphic novels don't really do that for me, so... yeah, I will definitely be watching the film for this soon, if I can find it somewhere, but yes, this was probably by far one of the best reads I picked up this month. So those are all the books that I read in the month of July. I will hopefully have my August TBR video up soon for you guys. Until then, let me know if you've read any of these books down in the comments, and let me know what you thought of them, and maybe we can start a conversation about it. Otherwise, I'll see you next time.